Hello everyone and welcome to my Let's Complete of the game Home. I don't know how many episodes in, like 5, 6 I think, 6 or 7. 6 episodes in, and it's really spooky. I'm trying to find some keys to get out of this house that I'm in. It's Norman's house. He was with me and it still wouldn't let me search through this box. I just opened it because it wasn't sealed. So let's go downstairs and we're gonna have to rummage through the garbage of a dead man. Sadly enough, even though I think that's wrong, we're gonna have to do it. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yes, you did. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Okay, so a hairpin. Maybe we can use that hairpin to get out of the locked door. That's what I'm hoping, at least. But we can't be too sure, can we? Let's go through here. And just double checking what was in here, just so I don't miss anything. There was a coat and the gun cabinet where we decided to not put the gun in. The game's sort of making you think like you are the murderer, but Joe thinks that's a bit too obvious, so we decided to keep the gun to sort of protect ourselves from the real murderer. But I'm still a cold-blooded murderer, if anyone wants to know. I used a hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. But I managed to pick the lock at least. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. Rachel seemed like a good girl. Wonder why I killed her. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Nothing in the ceiling. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. A little rack of something. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Why the water tower? What's so special about the water tower? That night continued to take horrible turn after horrible turn. It had been weeks since I'd last seen Norman, but to find him like that, as I thought of him still lying on the floor back there, the gun I carried seemed ever present. Seeing that dusty box of those old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers, but I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. I'm gonna ask her up front. It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. Oh, I clicked it again. Good job, Jenny. Good job. Let's try this gate. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. Oh, oops. How am I supposed to know which one's mine? Oh, bless me. Thank you. So, I'm on my way to my house. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. The neighborhood's local postbox. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Did I? Did I look at the letter? It's not right to go through other people's posts, but then this game is sort of about trying to do stuff. But no, I didn't. I left the letter right where it was. The neighborhood mail wasn't my problem. Exactly. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. I can't seem to find my own house. That's horrible. Oh, was something on the wall. Did you guys see that? I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. 'Cause Rachel is the cold-blooded killer. I seem to like change who's the murderer every single time. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. Oh, there's blood on the wall. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. 'Cause Rachel's not home unless she's waiting for me to kill me. Okay, let's check my house. Oh, something on the ground. There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? Yes. Because I got the credit card and someone else had it, so I want to see what's been bought. I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about cancelling my credit card due to non-payment. What the beep? Okay, so he's probably been gone for quite some time because he's had a massive blackout and started murdering people. No? No? You don't think so? I think so. I'm gonna go for that. Either that or Rachel's the murderer. An old photo of Rachel and me stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyways? Yes, because if she finds us, then we could be like, but look, I saved a picture of us together. Why'd you have to kill me, Rachel? Why? Anyways, I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Why? Why had you thrown it away? Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. Oh, he lost his job, he started drinking, he went on a killing spree. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. Too late. It wasn't that big of a TV either. Gosh. Okay, so I can go upstairs, I can go down again, or I can go through this door. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. Let's go down and check that door that I saw right here. The door to the basement. It was locked. Where had I put the damned key? Yeah, I'm starting to wonder that as well. Where did you put the damn key? Let's go up. Up we go. Hey ho. Our hallway mirror had been smashed. Its pieces scattered around the floor. I don't like this. This must be the bathroom. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. So you're a lazy bastard. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. Oh. Good on you. Good on you, mister. But you can't pay it because you have no job and your woman's left you and you went on a murder spree. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes. I pocketed the key. Huh. So I've read an article about the old water tower. Or someone has read an article of the old water tower on my laptop. Interesting. Bit spooky, but interesting. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, Now that I looked more closely, it looked like that man in that house had some of the same books as I did. 'Cause it was you! It was you! My wife says Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Yes. Rachel's suitcase contained clothes, toiletries, and a train ticket. Is this what you were going to do with Norman? Flee with him? Live your life with an old man? Instead of me, because at least he had his job left. That was kind of awkward. Let's go down to the locked door. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned key holder underneath the handle. I guess the key that I found wasn't for that then. Let's try this other door. I unlocked the basement door. Exciting. Oh, there was old Christmas decorations in the box. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take it? Yes, because that probably goes to the room upstairs. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. The door upstairs. Obviously. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. Since you broke up, since you lost your job. I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I found something heavy enough, which I probably will in the room upstairs. So let's go upstairs. And up we go. Hi-ho. Let's go through here. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. Why would you have this many rooms in your house and so many floors? It's weird. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? Did somebody, or did you look for something? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes, because we need to break through downstairs. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Oh. So wait, he goes from not liking the weight of the gun, it's too heavy, he can't walk, to appreciating a weight of a crowbar. He's a weirdo. Okay, let's go down to the basement. Going down to the basement. Gonna smack some wall. The crowbar I found would have been strong enough to bust through that cheap wall. Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? Yes, because we want to get further in this game. With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. Ah, schmuck! I smashed a hole large enough to step through. That's how I imagine it sounds, schmack. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down here? Was she okay? Don't look. Why does it keep telling me not to look? I don't like this. Why does it keep telling me not to look? A little cage. Wait. There's a cage and there's the flowers. No, wait. The sunrise that we saw earlier as well. There's blood here. Don't look. It says on the wall. And then there's a bush here. No. A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile, to see what lay within, but I knew I had to. I had come this far, after all this searching, after all I had seen. When I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? No. No, he didn't. What's in there? The rags were wet, matted, covered in dirt and grime, but inside that tattered mess was no sign of my beloved wife. Rachel wasn't there. I looked around in confusion, trying to figure out what to do next. If she wasn't there, where was she? What had I been searching for this entire time? I remember the look on Rachel's face when I came home, didn't I? Then, the awful realization hit me right in the gut. I had been looking at this the wrong way, hadn't I? This is what you've been trying to tell me all along, isn't it? I couldn't find Rachel there, and I won't find her anywhere else because she was never there at all, was she? I stumbled back upstairs, the pain in my leg just a dull ache now, and sat down in my bedroom. My mind was spinning, and the ache I felt before was near crippling. Finally, I could no longer fight the exhaustion, and as I tried to grab hold of something that would make sense of all this, I must have drifted off. Okay. What now? He's waking up. He's in his house. All alone. Now what? I guess these books were all actually mine then. He's delusional. It was the photo of the other man and his wife that I found in the house. Were those really his wife's remains in those tunnels? It certainly seemed so. What did I think? Did the other man murder his wife and bury her in those tunnels? Yes. Yes, he did. The sick bastard must have. What else did that mean? There were some questionable things in those tunnels. What else was he wrapped up in? Yeah, what else is he wrapped up in? In the shards of that broken mirror I could see my face, gaunt now, hollow and sickly, and immensely troubled. What other illusions had I dreamed up? What other truths were waiting to be exposed? Good question. So, is this the end? I don't know. It was the key card I found in the factory, the one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's. But if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? Yes. It must have been him. He must have been using the old locker room. It probably wasn't him, but the laptop had finally run out of power. This is strange though. Isn't it? I mean, if no one's the murderer, well, someone's gonna be the murderer, but where's Rachel? Did he just dream her up? Is that just a fantasy? I had that old TV for so long, I don't know if I could ever replace it. Oh, wait, what? No, he bought a new TV before he lost his job. What? What is this? Ah, it's so confusing. What's going on? Let's check the basement. I couldn't go back down. Not until I'd gone over everything. I needed to make sure I was perfectly clear. Yeah, what else is there to go over then? The pile of mail on the floor I now saw was addressed to me. Bills, credit cards, offers, a letter from the bank. They were all addressed to me. Okay. So there was no Rachel. He's delusional. How many breakfasts had I eaten here completely alone? Oh, this is kind of tragic. He doesn't have a girlfriend.
You missed something in the bedroom.
Did I?
Yeah.
Let's go up then. Was the bedroom in here? No. Go up one more. And then over here. So I missed something in the bedroom. On the table. It was my wallet, with its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Was I? Yes. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. 'Cause he said that Rachel always went to Norman's to buy stuff. But if Rachel didn't exist, then he must have been the one that went to Norman's. Or something. So that's, and he had actually Googled, or Google, maybe not Googled, but he had searched for that water tower on his laptop. So maybe, just maybe. But what does that mean? That means nothing. You killed Norman. Had this mirror been broken in a struggle or by some other way? Some other way, obviously. Let's go through here and see if there's anything here as well. In the dirty faded glass, I looked like nothing more than a faint shadow. I used to tell myself that Rachel was the one who wanted to keep the tub. But Rachel is just your imaginary friend. Maybe I should have found Rachel instead. But then he would have been the murderer. Is that it now, Joe? Do you think that's it?
You didn't go right.
Alright. Let's go right here. And have a look-see in here. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used to keep tax records and other important documents in it. It used a digital passcode lock. Did I try to open it? Yes. The safe used an 8-digit code. What was that damn code again? I don't know. Am I supposed to... Should I have picked something up from everything that I've gone through, maybe? Maybe just try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that wasn't it. Damn, I couldn't remember. Oh no. I surmised that at least 2 of the names in that musty notebook had been recent victims. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose. Those poor girls that I found in that dead forest. I wonder what happened to the other names on that list. Or the ones scratched out on that desk in those wet tunnels. Interesting. Let's go downstairs and have a look, see if I've discovered everything now. Seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Okay, let's go back. Guess I was ready to face the truth now. The truth that Rachel is sleeping down there. No? Oh, okay. The gun I had found in the other man's tunnel. What was he doing with it? Why had I taken it in the first place? Was this my doing? Did I bring this upon Rachel? My head began to spin with guilt and worry. If I wanted to end it, I could do it. I could do it with that gun. Did I pick it up again? Yes. It was like carrying an anvil, but I wouldn't let it go. Not again. The wall was cracked and pitted. I was told by an inspector the basement had been partially filled in before I bought the house. But by the look of that wall, I was going to need to fix the foundation. Oh, so it's not even a hole in here anymore. Everything smells musty and old down here. Interesting. No, it's not a hole through the wall either. This is so strange. Where do I go? What do I do? I must have locked the door. There's no reason to return to the backyard anyway.
Where did you get the crowbar from? What's that?
From the secret room. Or the locked room. Do you want to try this? That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in the house a moment longer. Did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? Yes. He left because he couldn't live without Rachel, which was his imaginary friend that he finally found out wasn't true. Since I had arrived in town, things had been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It was almost as if I was trying to beat my brain at its own game. Things stopped making sense some time after that, and my memories of what happened are still in flux. I suppose that was when Rachel came along. This night had been the worst of my entire life. Would it even be possible to bounce back from everything that had happened? Everything I'd seen? You know, in a way, I almost wish I hadn't even woken up tonight. It would have spared me a lot of pain. The man I had found in the old house had killed his wife. I was sure of it, just as sure as I was that you killed mine. It was clear, at least, that Norman had been going back to the old plant. Had he been the one to seal up that room? Was he drinking up there alone? I thought perhaps he had something to do with that dead guard, but now you got me all mixed up. I'm not even sure what makes sense anymore. I had to catch my breath to take it all in. At each point until the factory, things had only gotten worse. But then I had seen something even I wouldn't have expected when I went to Norman's store. That's when my perspective on all things really started to change. Norman was dead, but I had no idea what had happened to him, or what that box of clothes I had found in his attic meant. Did he know? But as painful as all of that was, oh God, I couldn't bear to think about it again. After all I had done and seen, finally coming home was supposed to be the end to this entire ordeal. God help me, though. It was only the beginning. As the door swung open, I could smell damp grass and the closeness of the air. After everything, it felt like I had more questions than answers. You made me see the truth, I'll give you that, but now I was completely lost. You took away the only thing that had kept me going. I was sure word would get out as soon enough the police would come looking for me. And what then? Would you be there to show me the way? What will I do then? Good questions. And I think that's the end. Wow. That was strange. An awesome game. I probably have to play this again and pick another ending some other time to see what happens if he actually found Rachel, if he was the murderer, because that's probably something you can choose. But thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video of whatever I do. Bye!